He is a man with a very big dream. Salam Fayyad says he will help create an independent Palestinian state. And he says it will happen by next year. The CBC's Margaret Evans spoke recently to the Palestinian Prime Minister.
If you build it, he will come. And the villagers of Aurora have done just that, cooking up the world's largest moussakhan, a traditional Palestinian loaf made of onions and chicken, in this case, 500 chickens. And he came, the man credited with bringing a new style of politics to the West Bank, and with it, stirrings of hope. You'll find him in villages like this one across the West Bank, suit and tie replaced by a windbreaker or a chef's hat. But it's not just the look, it's the message.
The people of this village clearly aren't afraid to think big, nor, it would seem, is the Palestinian Prime Minister. Salam Fayyad says he can build an independent Palestinian state by the end of next year.
The 58-year-old former economist is championing what's being called the Third Way, a white intifada, promoting non-violent resistance to the Israeli occupation while building Palestinian institutions.
Our job, as we see it, is to do everything we possibly can to on the way of getting ready for statehood, on the road to statehood and freedom.
The face of the West Bank is already changing. Streets are being paved and prettified. Palestinian security forces, trained at academies like this one, are providing a new sense of order. And the judiciary is undergoing reform, sometimes with a little Canadian help.
So for the last 14 years, I've been in the Federal Court of Canada.
This is a session run in part by the University of Windsor, putting Canadian and Palestinian judges together. Advocates of the Fayyad approach say whether it leads to an independent Palestine or not, it will at least leave the Palestinians with something tangible.
Because now we have negotiations since 1993 and we have nothing. At least you should have something in front of the Palestinian people.
And Fayyad's white intifada is drawing support from abroad. Advocates of non-violent protest like Rajmohan Gandhi, grandson of the great Indian leader, and Martin Luther King III, carrying his father's torch.
He proved that it is possible to overcome difficulties and achieve harmony through active, peaceful means.
Fayyad is convinced peaceful resistance will do more to advance the Palestinian cause than armed struggle, framing it along the lines of the world's great civil liberties movements.
You know, these are very significant visits because our cause at its heart is actually about trying to redress injustice. And this is what Martin Luther King Jr. stood for.
Not all Palestinians believe in Fayyad's ideas. Some accuse him of peddling unattainable dreams.
The problem is not whether he is able to build institutions. The problem is whether the institutions are sufficient conditions to end the occupation. We have Gaza, and Gaza is still divided because the Gaza and West Bank.
But Fayyad insists if Palestinians create the foundations of a strong state, it will be that much harder for Israel or the outside world to deny their right to it. The idea, of course, being that if you build it, the rest will come. Margaret Evans, CBC News, Aurora, in the West Bank.
Still ahead,